the wind blew in. We're going back out today. We're going to go try to plant some corn today. But first, I got to work a little bit more ground. Change the tire on the field cultivator. We did a little lubrication and greasing on the planter this morning to get it good to go and got it loaded up. Got a couple trees around the field. Dad's going to go push in. I'm going to go ahead and start making the seed beds. So, let's get it. I got Dad out there pushing in some trees. It never fails. Every time we get a storm down, there's always like 3 or 4 trees down on one of our fields. And there's always trees that you wouldn't think would fall, but they're just way right out there, right in the middle of us. And he's out there cutting them up and pushing them in the woods. Tillage tool I got back here. Somebody asked me if it was an international tool. That's actually a Wilrich 2830 foot. I bought this thing off of an auction for $360 and put like a $385 lift cylinder on it and a couple tires. That's all I've really done to it. Oh, plus I painted it. Anybody that knows me knows I got to paint everything I got. It's just how I am. To pull this tool with the John Deere 8640, well, parts got kind of hard to find for that tractor. Pretty old. John Deere couldn't really get anything for it, so I ended up trading that thing off for a combine on Thanksgiving Day of like 2023 or 2024 or something like that. One of them years, I forget. But anyways, that tractor ended up over in Ohio on a farm. The guy that's got it had somewhat decent luck with it, you know, but just got to the point where, you know, you can walk into a dealership and find something for a boxcar Magnum. Plus, it's a lot easier to house a boxcar Magnum versus a big John Deere, well, big articulated tractor, I meant to say, big articulated. It's a pretty good size. I don't really need a tractor that big anyway. I don't really farm a whole heck of a lot, but yeah, I kind of miss having the traction though. I mean, in the power. I mean, you can just pull this 30-foot tool back here like it's nothing. That thing. This 7130 here, it knows a little bit. It knows. Really, the old Wilrich does a pretty good job. It's got this thing on the back of it called spring tooth harrow. It's got 3 sections of those back there. And what that harrow does is it takes those clogs, once the shovels kick it around, kind of smooths it out, and it leaves like nice little rows. Like, I don't know, you can see that there. You see those little lines there? That's what that harrow's doing. So you can kind of see it there on the back. It's not a bad setup, but I would definitely love to have, I would prefer a spike tooth harrow or a set of rolling baskets on the back of this thing for, like, I don't know, a better seed bed prep, I guess you should say. I mean, those are, they just chew it up just like perfect, you know, those rolling baskets do, but they're pretty expensive for a set of them. If I ever do anything like that, I might get me an old Case 4800 Vibra-Shank or something like that, you know, 28 foot, 24 foot, somewhere in there. I might go down tillage tool size just for that, but otherwise I'll keep running this Wilrich. Dad out there on the old 1920. Interesting. You know, when you're farming, you're always looking to upgrade and stuff, and I like upgrading. It's cool getting new stuff, trying to learn about it, figure out the bugs on some of this stuff that you're not used to. But I really like what I have. You know, it's easy, it's cheap horsepower, it's taken care of, it's clean, it works. You can work on it by yourself without taking it to a dealership. It's great. Back when we had the 8640, my neighbor had a John Deere 8640, and it was a little bit nicer than ours. And one of the things that I didn't really like about the 40 series, and you might really understand this, some of you green guys, I don't know, maybe not. Some of you might be diehard John Deere fans, just absolutely hate everything I post because it's all red. But the crankshaft on his tractor snapped clear in half. Well, he has a 4840 that the same thing did that to that tractor. He always said that the crankshaft snapping on those 40 series is real common. Well, it hadn't happened to our 8640 yet. And if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have luck at all. I'm one of those kinds of people. So, like, I decided try to get rid of that thing while the going was good. So that's part of the reason why the old 8640 is not on the farm anymore. But if I had to have a four-wheel drive tractor, it's probably going to be a 9130 or a 9150 or a 9330 or something like that. Obviously an International, but I don't know, I wouldn't mind an old lime green Steiger like a Panther 3 or something like that, or a Cougar. Those Cougars are pretty good tractors. Heck, I might even like to have a 4786. Just never know. Always wanted to see what this field cultivator do up until like this dirt. It actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, he scratched the top of it off and just get back over here to the grass. Bought my disc off of, the reason I got rid of it was he said that a field cultivator did a lot better job than that disc. But he had a 5, what has this one got? It's got 4. He had 5 sets of shanks on his field cultivator. Mine's got 4. So if I had an extra set after seeing that, it would probably, yeah, I could see how it would. But Dad, he did a pretty good job pushing these trees in, cleaning all that up. Now the next batch fall over. Watch this, Dad. Thanks. Appreciate you. Load of this. So it's pulling a little crooked because I'm in ground that's not been disked at all. And there's like 0 clumps out there. This one here is not really a high clearance machine anyway. That's part of the reason why I haven't tried using it. That guy had like a 724 John Deere soil finisher. So yeah. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah, we're good. Oh, gotta keep it out of the woods. And that's about it for this field. Like, that's all we're doing out here. So pull her up, take her back home, then we'll get Dad planting corn. There goes Dad. When people go by on mini I-70, I get pulled in the driveway here. I'd have to say the most nerve-wracking things of farming is trying to get this stuff down the road. Some of the way some people drive, like I was trying to turn in one time, and this dude was like probably 100 feet behind me, and I went to turn, and the dude tried to pass me when I was turning and just about ripped the front of the tractor clear off of it. It was even in the evening time. I can't really quite figure out why people nowadays are driving 15, 20, 30 mile an hour over the speed limit everywhere they go. It's like, dude, if you have got to be in that big a hurry, wherever you need to be, you should have left earlier. And I get some people have emergencies and stuff, but like, geez, it's terrible. Check his depth here. There you go. It's probably 2 inches down there, probably. I don't know. This is kind of a low spot right here too versus all the rest of it. So. That's probably one of those planters right there that'll probably always be around, because even if we get a bigger one, that one's small enough to get out and do spot planting and do smaller fields. You don't want to take a big planter. I haven't got the corn rows or corn units redone yet on my Kinze. Those are precision units and they need completely rebuilt, so that's why we still plant corn with the little 6-row. Plus I got a 6-row head. With that being a 16-row planter, I would need an 8-row head. Otherwise, things are gonna, unless you have GPS, things are gonna line up as good as you would with that planter there. So. On to the next one. run it back home and load it back up with fertilizer. We use those dry fertilizer boxes on the front of that thing, put on granular starter. So we have a bigger field coming up. We'll go top off before we hit those. Kids, don't ever walk underneath the hydraulics. The secret to a happy and safe life is not to do crap like that. We'll get him started in one of the bigger fields, and then we're going to come back and throw a couple extra of those fertilizer totes on this trailer right here and load the skid steer up and take it on down the road. I don't have a belt system, so it kind of forces us to load like that. Like I said, not super safe or ideal, but we don't go overweight at all. We actually go about 500 pounds less of what we know our machine can pick up, so that way it eliminates the risk of it tipping forward, hurting somebody. But we don't get underneath of it anyway, because that's just stupid. Yep, lead by example. All right, well, we got him going. All right, well, we're loaded up. We're getting ready to go on up there so that we can load that fertilizer into the planter when he needs it. Yeah, a goal of mine is to get one of those tender wagons that's got like an auger or something on it, or a conveyor belt to load this stuff into so you don't gotta drag a gooseneck around with a freaking skid steer on it. That's all we got for now. Gotta do what you gotta do. That helps the rate out. A little bit of pre-lubrication from old Mother Nature. Well, we're gonna sit tight around here, keep this fella loaded. I'm gonna call it a day in terms of the video. Like I always say, and I always mean on all my videos, Jesus Christ is King. Thank y'all for watching.